Keep this video relatively short because if you've already clicked on it, I think it's very valuable for you to watch till the end, because learning from somebody else's experiences, or when they're open about their mistakes, that's one of the best ways that you can learn. And I would say that definitely if you're 16 to 20, it would be even more powerful, because I'm really going to explain to you a lot of the main mistakes that I was making in those years that kept me from becoming the person that I wanted to be. I'm going to tie all this together really quickly, so if you don't have 5 minutes to watch to the end of the video, by all means just go back to TikTok, scrolling, see people live your dream life, and just know that it'll never be you, because you can't even focus on a 5-minute video to help you. But look, with all that being said, I think that saying no is probably the first step, if not the most powerful first step, that you need to learn how to do, learn how to master when it comes to, quote unquote, locking in. You know what I mean? So you really need to learn how to say no to things that you shouldn't be doing. And I'm not talking about, your stuff that you would hear in school, like say no to drinking and driving, say no to drugs and all that. Like, obviously, yeah, like say no to that. But I'm really talking more on a base level of spending your time doing things that are gonna move you in the right direction. So just as an example from my own life, I've had my own house since I was 19, and naturally all my friends would come and hang out. We'd come over here and we would cook, we would play games like Mario Party on the Switch together, and we'd drink on the weekends and stuff like that. Just a bunch of degenerate behavior, really. And I had to start saying no to all these things. Like my friends would text me and they'd say, hey, let's do X, Y, and Z this weekend. And I'd just be like, nah, bro, I'm, doing this. I'm working on myself right now, and I'm not doing that anymore. So I would say the main things you have to learn how to say no to are just going to be your big time wasters, like pointlessly hanging out, right? Because that kind of hanging out's not going to get you anywhere, especially if you're hanging out with people that aren't wanting to move in the same direction that you're wanting to move. And sure, I get it, you're gonna love your friends. I still love all my friends, and I'm still friends with them to this day. I still see them sometimes, but they're not trying to go where I'm trying to go. So naturally, if I'm right here now and my friends are right here now, if I want to go up here, then I can't be around people all the time that just want to stay right here. That's just not how it works. So I see a lot of people say that, hey, if I were to do that, if I were to start saying no to all this, that I'm going to lose my friends, I'm going to lose my relationship with some of my family, so on and so forth. And that's really not the case, especially with your family. Like, I'm not saying don't see your family, don't go to family events, because obviously family is one of the most important things we can have, and your friends are very important too. But if they're really your friends, they're going to respect what you're doing. You're not going to lose your friends because you're trying to better yourself and because you're not hanging out every weekend. You don't have to see them all the time. It's time to grow up, and it's time to do the things that you should be doing, instead of hanging out and doing all that childlike behavior. Like, even if you're 16 right now, like, in a way, I'm happy that I just kind of messed around when I was 16, because I enjoyed what I had left of being a kid. But if I would have started acting like I did a year ago or more when I was 16, I'd already be wildly successful by now. I'd be so ahead of the game. I wouldn't have had to learn everything I did in that first 6 months. I would have learned it years ago. So that's really my point here, is you really need to take, I would say, at least 6 months to say no to pretty much everything and refine yourself and find out what you're going to want to do. Because any bad habit you have right now, you can be done with it completely in less than 6 months. But in 6 months, you won't even think about it anymore. So if you need to quit smoking weed, if you need to quit drinking, if you need to quit going out to parties and going to the bar, if you need to quit hitting the vape, whatever it is, if you start now and you lock in now, you won't have those problems in 6 months. You'll be a completely different person, and you will have rewired your brain to get its dopamine from doing things that are going to move you forward in life, rather than things that hold you back. because it's super easy to have what feels like a wonderful day if you go to Domino's and get a pizza real quick and then come home and just hop on GTA for 5 or 6 hours. Like, that feels like an amazing day because it hits all those dopamine points in your brain, but that's not going to get you anywhere. So you have to detach from that completely. And playing the game was one of the hardest things for me to quit doing. And I think that is one of the most major things that's going to be the most common problem across the board. If you want to be successful, you have to quit playing the game completely. Like, I used to hear people say this, and I would think they were stupid. I'd be like, yeah, like, whatever, dude. You can still play the game sometimes, and, you can be successful and do what you need to get done. But, I mean, the reality is, dude, if you're playing the game even 3 hours a day, which is common for a lot of people, that's a low number for a lot of people. And if you're playing the game that much, I mean, dude, you're spending almost a whole entire day a week playing the game. That's a whole nother day you could have put towards your business or your goals or learning a new skill. So a quick beautiful demonstration that I've drawn for you here. I know it's just like really pleasing to look at, so don't pause the video and admire the art. Just stay with me here. So let's say that right now this is you. You're still using all those bad habits and doing all those things you shouldn't be doing, and maybe you are a loser right now. And this is the person that you want to become. The guy who's got all his stuff together, doing what he's supposed to be doing, maybe even has a lot of money, all the girls, the nice car, whatever it is that you're after, right? So you'll notice there's this wall between you now and the person you want to be. So the thing you need to realize that if this is you and this is what you want to become, that these are really in a way two different people. And I don't say that to say that you'll become successful, you'll get money, and you'll change, because you're not. You're still going to be the same person. But the things that this guy does on a daily basis are going to be completely different from the things that this guy does on a daily basis. The things that you do here for fun are going to be completely different. What you do here that feel like fun, right? So if you really want to get it together and you want to like unlock that key that's gonna let you go through this wall and let this person over here become the person over here, you have to first start saying no to the things that you shouldn't be doing and the things that you just shouldn't be taking any involvement in that aren't moving you forward in life. Because in my opinion, or at least from my experience, I had to learn to start saying no and quit doing the things that I knew I shouldn't be doing before I could start doing the things that I knew I needed to be doing, right? So if I knew I needed to start running every morning or working out daily or spending more time on my business, none of those things would have been possible if I was still smoking weed, playing video games, eating junk food, and spending all my time on the weekends going out. That's time I needed to spend doing all those other things like working on my business. So that's really just the point here. It's like, if you're here and you want to come over here, then you've got to change a lot of things about your life. And if you're sitting there now and you're thinking like, there's so much I need to change, it's going to be hard. Like, yeah, it's going to be hard, but it's a lot harder to live your life being average than it is to just go ahead and lock in now and change yourself forever. So just to wrap it up here, yes, I think saying no is the most crucial first step to becoming that person that you want to be. And no, you're not going to lose your friends when you start saying no to hanging out. If anything, you're just going to inspire them to get better. It's going to be better for everybody because everybody will take lead to what you're doing. And if they do say something bad about you, they're not your friend anyways, or they're scared of hard work and they're jealous that you've got what it takes to start doing the right things in life. So you just really need to take initiative, get your own life together, and start doing the things that you know you need to do, okay? Your brain doesn't care what you want to do. Your brain just wants to feel good and feel happy and get that dopamine from playing the game, right? So rewire yourself, become a better person, and just start doing the things you know you need to be doing, bro. It's not that bad. It feels a lot better to be the person that you know you want to be. Like that feels a lot better than these short-term dopamine releases. So if you enjoyed the video, if you think there was any value, I'd appreciate the subscribe and Follow you boy on X as well. It's been on the screen the whole time. So, yeah.